confirm killing of 6 persons in Odioko community, Outer West LGA. DSS intercepts criminal gangs, recover weapons. Lawyer backs calls for televising of presidential election tribunal proceedings. On the foreign scene, militia execute 17 hostages in DR Congo hotspot. I am Kalada Korubatibo. Good afternoon. Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike says he is not afraid of an investigation by the EFCC after the expiration of his tenure. He said this during an interview on Channels TV. He said that if he is invited by the EFCC, he will honor the invitation.
He is serving me. He wasn't going to serve me. He wanted to serve the state. The problem we have, our leaders have, is that look, you succeeded in supporting the person to be in office, right? What you did is it for him to fail or to succeed. He wanted to come into your house to be taking orders. Once you have left office, you give yourself that respect. I say, I have done my own. If he wants my advice, so if he doesn't want my advice, it's okay. But for me to begin from day to day, telling him he must do this, he must do that, that's not acceptable. Where is this coming from? I have told you there are 2 banks we deal with. As I mentioned, the Access Bank and Zenith Bank. We are not paying any of those banks.
Governor Wike reprimanded leaders who act as godfathers, saying that he is not bothered about the governor-elect Minala Ifubara not doing his bidding as he was elected to serve the people. Governor Wike, while responding to claims that the state is in debt, said he is not leaving any debt in his administration.
Where is this coming from? I have told you there are 2 banks we deal with. As I mentioned, the Access Bank and Zenith Bank. We are not paying any of those banks up to 7 billion naira. And it will be liquidated by June. I have never collected any foreign debt. I do know that there are debts under the military. And so the money is being deducted as source from the Federation account. In those days, yes. But what I'm concerned, in my own administration, am I leaving any debt? Certainly not.
Governor Wike also defended the loan taken from the World Bank with the permission of the federal government. He said potable drinking water will soon be flowing in some parts of the state.
Water is basic, and as a government, we need to provide our people this. We need to have a water listener or mother. In those days, you wake up, you just open the tap, water, go hold and the rest of it, generally. But all of a sudden, nobody talks about provision of water, generally. You see, and the water is dry. I will ask a question. And this is from government to government. From government to government. I will say, look, this is not the best. Water is basic. And whatever can be done, we should do it. And that's why we have to go for this loan.
Moving on. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has budgeted over 3 billion naira to defend the results of the elections. INEC's election project plan for the 2023 general election showed the amount for the prosecution of election-related cases. As you may know, over 100 election petitions have been filed by aggrieved candidates and their parties across the country. In another development, a human rights lawyer, Femi Falana, has backed calls for the televising of the Presidential Election Tribunal proceedings. His comments follow calls by the National President of the Nigerian Bar Association, NBA, Yakubu Maikiao, for the proceedings of the tribunal to be aired live. Mr. Falana, who was speaking on Channels Television, said it will put the judiciary in good light and make the process transparent. Presidential candidate of the PDP, Atiku Abubakar, has praised British envoy Ben Llewellyn Jones for naming the director, new media of the Bola Tinubu campaign organization, Femi Fani-Kayode, among those making inciting comments. In a statement yesterday, the Special Assistant on Public Communication to Atiku Abubakar, Mr. Frank Shaibu, said the Department of State Services ought to invite Fani-Kayode as his rhetoric could set the country on fire. In other news, the National Executive Council, NEC, of the NLC will be meeting tomorrow over the availability of cash across the nation. The Guardian reports that the NLC President, Joe Ajero, said the NEC of the NLC will meet tomorrow to review the situation and compliance by banks on the availability of cash, and if the compliance level across the country is good, the NLC might suspend the nationwide strike. Still ahead, police confirm killing of 6 persons in Odioko community, Outer West LGA. Stay tuned as we go for a quick commercial break. Thank you for staying tuned. Welcome back now to the rest of the news. The Rivers State Police Command has confirmed the killing of 6 persons in Odioku community in Auda West local government area. PRO of the command, Grace Iringe Koko, tells our correspondent that it was a cold clash between 2 rival cult groups on Sunday. She said the divisional police officer in charge of Akinima division has sent troops to the area to forestall reprisal attack. She also said that the police have launched an investigation to ascertain the cause of the incident. Our correspondent gathered that the attack was carried out around 11 a.m. on Sunday at a sit-out in the community. The Department of State Services, DSS, says it has intercepted criminal gangs in various parts of the country, recovering different kinds of weapons from them. DSS spokesperson Peter Afanaya in a statement said the secret police carried out a joint operation with sister security agencies in Kogi State and intercepted a 6-man criminal gang along the Lokoja-Abuja road during the operation. He said a 20-year-old suspected kidnapper Aruna Adamu was arrested in Adamawa State. He also said Babangida Ibrahim, an arms courier to bandits in Zamfara State, was apprehended in Jos. The statement said the service and relevant security agencies are carrying out further investigations into related matters in parts of the country. The Director General, National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control (NAFDAC), Moji Adeyeye, says a study conducted by World Health Organization (WHO) has shown that 77% of Nigerian women bleach their skin, the highest in Africa. Professor Adeyeye said this today at the flag-off of South-South Zonal Media Sensitization Workshop on the dangers of bleaching creams in Port Harcourt, Rivers State. She was represented by the Director of Chemical Evaluation and Research, Leonard Omog Pariola. The NAFDAC Director General also said skin bleaching creams are capable of causing cancer, damage to vital body organs, premature skin aging, and prolonged healing of wounds. Now in business, the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) has released more old notes to deposit money banks as it steps up efforts to flood the economy with more cash after a prolonged cash crunch that has made life difficult for millions of residents. Bank officials said the CBN again released several billions of naira to lenders on Friday. Nigeria Info FM observed how several branches of banks opened over the weekend and dispensed cash to their customers through ATMs and over the counter. Some customers confirmed an improvement in accessing cash both at the ATM and over the counter.
There's an improvement. Was 2 weeks ago, this bank dispersed 10,000 naira, and I'm here today again. And improvements raised the bar to even up to 100,000. As at this morning, because of the crown, I learned they have to reduce it back to 40. Meanwhile, there's a progress.
For money, then they pay. As at now, the network is not around again. We still wait whether if we will fee.
What have they done about their network? For your own money, you can't have access to your own money. They told us to go cashless, and many people have gone cashless. They're supposed to expand that to whatever thing they are using, so that if you do transfer, it will just go. It will do it not be hanging. They are pushing us to go into it by force without being prepared.
From Ahoda, since morning, we're waiting here. The only first bank we have in Ahoda, and because of that thing, we have suffered for it. If we have issue from bank now to enter inside, still problem. I beg, may they help us.
In entertainment, Rema's Calm Down reached a new peak this week as it moved from its number 5 spot last week to number 4 on UK official singles chart. In sports, the draw for the men's FIFA Under-20 World Cup in Indonesia has been cancelled. It was cancelled days after the and support for the Palestinian cause in Indonesia runs high, fueling local opposition to hosting the Israeli team.
News from around the world.
The Codeco militia group has executed 17 people it captured in the Jugu territory in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. UN-sponsored Radio Okapi says were aboard 4 vehicles heading to Mwalu in Ituru province. It says the 3 members were killed in a club rival militia. Reports saying those states are pregnant. The authorities are yet to comment on the attack. On the news this afternoon, you heard Governor Wike says he will not run away from the EFCC after the expiration of his tenure. He has confirmed the killing of 6 persons in Odioku Committee out LGA. This has invested some criminal gangs and has recovered several weapons. Lawyer Femi Falana has backed calls for televising a presidential election tribunal proceedings. On the foreign scene, the militia in DR Congo has executed 17 hostages. The news was edited by Martha Okeri. Partly weather this afternoon. Tough with spread definition. Let peace reign. I am Kalada Kurubatibo. Good afternoon.
to, if it's not fallen containers from trucks, it could be even fallen trucks. Lagos State is a case study. When you go over there, there are so many stories emanating from that part of the country, with regards to what we're discussing. And at some point in Lagos State, the government over there even puts some kind of measure, just to curb some of these ills, some of these stories that we have in the news. And what was it? Trucks were mandated to operate within a particular time frame. They were not allowed to move in the daytime. They were allowed to only move in the evenings or in the night, all right, when there won't be other people on the road. But, of course, if you have been listening to the news with what's been happening over there, you should know that, of course, this particular measure has been jettisoned, right? So there are so many concerns when it comes to trucks moving on the road. That is for the road users, other road users. Will it break down and keep us all stranded on the road? That's one of the things people are concerned about. Another one is the driver okay? Is he high? The way this one is driving. Sometimes I actually see these trucks on the road and you just wonder, does this driver think he's driving maybe a Toyota Camry? The way they're speeding, the way they're swerving. Whoever is driving that truck must be high on something. Yeah, he must be high. So that's one of the things people also are concerned with. All right? And then sometimes even when we have such conversations about road safety in general, and then the issue of trucks comes up, we'll be asking, okay, how about the roadworthiness of these vehicles, the vehicle inspection people, the team? Where are they? Are they even doing the job they're supposed to be doing? Because usually we find ourselves asking this particular question, directing it to the FRSC, and then they will let you know that it's not necessarily what they are supposed to do. There's another team for that one. It's not theirs. But all the same, the question I'm asking is, do you feel safe around trucks on the road? So whether you're the one who is the driver of the car or the vehicle you're in, or you're being driven, or maybe you're just walking or you need to cross the road, right? You are a road user in general. Do you feel safe around trucks on the road? And then also, as a road user, what has been your experience with truck drivers and maybe other drivers with regards to truck drivers? Now, this is what I mean. Other drivers who literally dare these truck drivers on the road. Yeah, people actually do that. And then sometimes you wonder, it's like your life, you have 5. This one we're seeing now is number 1. So what's been your experience? And then what should